Bigger and better, baby. Who was gonna tell me this book? Okay, this book. Just shit goes down, y'all. Shit goes down. Not gonna lie to you, shit goes down. Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I'm Johanna and welcome to my cozy book space. For today's video, we're gonna be reading my May physical TBR. All of these books were chosen from my TBR jar. If you guys haven't seen that video or that series that I did for the whole year, I will link a playlist up above for you guys to go ahead and watch. If you guys wanna see my thoughts on these books, then go ahead and keep on watching. Hi guys, I'm here with my review of the Book of Azrael by Amber V. Nicole. I did not do any updates for this book, but I did show you guys kind of like the progress of me reading it. I think this book overall took me around maybe 2.5 days to read. I did actually read this on Kindle Unlimited. I think the formatting in this book is just like a little... There's just something about the formatting that didn't really call to me, but that just may be me. I do have a physical copy, which is why it was on my physical TBR. Before I even get started, I literally was just flipping through the physical copy and there is artwork in the back, and I just have to show you guys because it's absolutely stunning. Like right after I finished this, I was looking for fan art. I found some really good ones on Pinterest. Instagram, not so much. Here is what the fan art looks like. I hope the camera is picking it up. I am filming in a different location. I don't think I've ever filmed in this specific location before, which is literally just my bedroom. So the lighting might be a little bit off because I am sitting in front of my window and I don't have any blinds or anything. And I only have like a small light, and the light in my bedroom sucks. Like the apartment lighting, not good, not good. Anyways, let's dive into this book review. I kind of want to give you guys a synopsis. Let me read you guys what the back says, and then maybe I can add a little bit more information because I also don't want to do anything too spoilery. It says here, for 1,000 years after the gods' war, the ether world has known peace, but soon that too will change. An old enemy driven by revenge slowly builds an army behind the scenes. Temples are being ransacked in search of an item long lost, and enemies since the dawn of time must put aside their differences if they have any hope for survival. The setting, the world building for this book I thought was very well done. I didn't find it difficult to read. I think when I dive into a fantasy book, I think that I'm just a little stupid and I won't figure it out, you know, but with fantasy, I feel like the more you read, the more you kind of just figure everything out. At the beginning, I'm just kind of lost in the sauce, if you know what I mean. World here is very urban fantasy. Urban fantasy, what I think that is basically like a fantasy world with fantasy characters, fantastical, magical characters, and more of a real world setting. This is more like old timey, but it's also very much in the modern world, if you will. So we have Diana, our main character, and her sister is dying due to a plague that hit her city, her home. Her sister is dying and she is begging everyone and anything that will answer her to save her sister, and something does. This bad guy named Caden ends up saving Gabby's life and making Diana a creature. There is a specific name for what Diana is, but I do not know how to pronounce this, and I did not listen to the audiobook of this, so I don't know how to say it, so I will not be saying it. But she's essentially a monster. She has to feed off of mortal blood to kind of feed that monster in her, but she still has a mortal heart, if you will. So this leads to Diana's new world. She is doing everything she can to protect her sister. Her sister is definitely her driving force throughout the entire book. She is basically Caden's pet. She does everything he wants. They have like this fuck buddies relationship, not even buddies because he treats her like shit. Diana, really, she is just this badass character, but deep deep down, she's a softie in her heart. Like, she just wants to be loved, but she's a badass, and I love her for it. She doesn't take shit from anybody. She's a badass character with badass powers. I think, honestly, she hasn't even reached her full potential yet, but she is already so powerful, and I'm excited to see how much more she grows throughout the series. So at this very point in the book, we are having Diana and Caden and like two other monster people, Alistair and Tobias, are looking for a book, the Book of Azrael. This Book of Azrael, they believe, has the way to make a weapon to kill a god. And so they have been looking for this weapon while Caden is amassing an army. He wants to basically kill the last living god and be king himself. Diana is looking for this book, helping him find this book, only because she's trying to keep her sister safe. She actually ends up summoning a god, the god being Samkiel. And Samkiel is our hero. He goes by Liam, the world ender, Samkiel, whatever you may want to call him, but let's just go with Liam. So Liam is a god. He is the last living god. He is immortal. He is all powerful. Ends up going back to the Anuna world, which is where the setting of this is placed, because he was isolating himself in Rahashrim. He has literally been dealing with the last war, the God's War, and the PTSD from that, and the people that he lost, the loved ones that he lost. So he's very much closed off, arrogant, cocky, cold-hearted, doesn't feel anything, having nightmares, going through it, and he's definitely a tortured hero. So Diana ends up witnessing this one death that ends up calling Liam back to her world. She ends up fighting him, and this is how they first meet. They're literally fighting each other, which is so funny to me. Definitely hatred, okay? They hate each other. Liam is actually known for killing her entire kind because they are like baseless, emotionless animals, but obviously Diana is different. She has that animal in her, but she still has a mortal heart because she was turned. And so she ends up getting captured. He tortures her. When I say he tortures her, he tortures her. So I'm telling you guys, if you guys love a slow burn, enemies to lovers, rivals to lovers, whatever you want to call it, this book. Okay, this book. After she's captured, she ends up having to switch sides. She ends up switching sides to Liam. She will end up helping Liam find this book first before Caden does, so they can prevent a war if he ends up protecting her sister. They strike up this deal and they go on a journey to find this book, and they slowly fall in love with each other throughout this book. When I say this is a slow burn, they don't do anything until like the 80-85% mark. I loved the buildup of the relationship. I think it was one of my favorite parts. The plot was very much entertaining. I loved seeing the action sequences. I loved seeing like every little thing they had to go through together. I loved seeing them grow closer together and having Diana help Liam feel again and help him with his PTSD and his nightmares, and just listening to him and treating him like a normal human being rather than a god and a king. And I loved how Liam slowly but surely ended up breaking down Diana's walls and seeing her for who she is and how badass she is, but also knowing that she has done everything and anything that she has to do to protect the ones that she loves, and he loves her for that. So definitely slow burn, and not full on like they kiss, they do some other little things, the mouth on Liam. But it doesn't go way too far. And the ending of this, you guys, like there are like prophecies, there are visions. Diana can do this thing called blood dream, where if she consumes the blood of anyone, she can kind of dive into their memories and see what they dream, their nightmares, see their past, present, all of those things. That was just so interesting to me, learning more of Liam's background through Diana and her having that connection with him, and seeing all these side characters, witches, vampires, anything you can think of, dragons, like all of the things are in here. I think the whole setting, the gods of the Celestials, the hand, Diana and her race, the different races, the 7 kings, like there were so many things in here that were just so entertaining, so fast paced. There was not a moment in here that I was bored, that I was wishing for it to end or close out soon. I think it had everything that it needed to have, and especially with a slow burn, you need that time to make it believable that they have found each other, if you know what I mean. It's so good, you guys. I highly, highly recommend it. I did end up rating it 4 stars. I'm not sure why it didn't necessarily reach a 5-star for me. I think the further on I read in the series, this could be a 5-star series for me. The ending was crazy with the prophecies. Liam thought it was going to be one thing. I thought it was going to be another thing. And what it ended up being was crazy. And I had to start, at least read the first chapter of the next book, because I was like, where are we going from there? Like, where are we going from here? Where are we going? It was just crazy, guys. It was crazy. I had to read the first chapter of the next book because I needed to know how this was going to proceed. And with that being said, if all of those things that I said don't convince you, then of course I will not be unhauling this book. I actually am not sure. I'm pretty sure this is the indie edition, but I think this was actually picked up by a publishing company, so there's a different formatting for it. And because I do find the formatting in this one a little, I don't know, weird, I might look into getting like the publisher copy. And I know that in the month of November we are getting like the official first print run hardcover copy of this book. It's gonna have beautiful sprayed edges. It's gonna be a publisher edition formatting. It's gonna be beautiful. I feel like I will most likely definitely be picking that up, but that's not till November. I will kind of sort of be unhauling this book, but I will be repurchasing it, so technically it's not a book that's going off of my shelves. 4 stars. Absolutely loved it. I can't wait to see how the rest of this plays out, because we are kind of in the relationship, they're not together. There's no I love yous. They haven't reached the climax of their relationship. And the way that Diana is at in this very moment in the second book, oh, she's definitely in her villainous era, if you will. I'm just so excited to see how that second book is going to play out. Keeping this on my shelf. This will not be getting unhauled. Let me know if you read this book and what you thought. I think for the next book, I will be picking up Chained Hands by T.L. Swan. This was another one that was chosen for my May physical TBR. This is a Mystic Box special edition. This is a duet. So I am kind of just picking this one up next, just for the simple fact that I kind of want a change of genres. And I think this is a dark mafia romance. So I think this is what I'm going to be starting next. I will keep you guys updated when I finish this, and I will be back with a review. Hi friends, so it's a lot of hours later. I'm here to tell you that I am going to be DNFing Chained Hands by T.L. Smith. I did end up getting to, girl, I think I got to chapter 7, page 63. Yeah, it's the writing for me, you guys. I'm not connecting with the writing. I don't care about the characters. The pacing is weird. And by pacing, I mean like something will happen and then like something else will happen that's so random that it makes no sense. It's like she took different scenes that she had in her head, wrote them down, but there's no connection between everything. It's just... Unfortunately, her writing is not for me. I think I have tried to read something else by T.L. Smith and I didn't like it previously. I just don't remember what that book was, but I have a feeling that I have tried her before. Yeah, it just didn't work for me. And I just know that I don't care about the characters. I'm not going to force myself to read more of it knowing that I don't care about it. To be honest, we got to keep this video moving. We're reading May TBR and we got to get to all the way to December, okay? So we have to get caught up. I'm not jiving with this. I know I'm not going to like it. Highest rating I could possibly give it is 3 stars, and that's pushing it. Enough said. I did do a little bit of a b-roll so you guys could see how beautiful and stunning these editions are. I did not show the artwork, but there's this one right here. This is their first meeting. They meet at a sex club party slash orgy that her husband, that she hates, took her to and basically forced her to wear a yellow wristband, which means that she's open to have sexual things happen. And she didn't even know where they were going. Girl, it's a mess. It's a mess. It was a Mystic box, so here is the other one. They are just stunning, beautiful additions, sprayed edges, everything about them. The artwork, like, oh my god, they're just so pretty. We can take a picture, keep it forever, and then somebody else will enjoy them and love them and have them on their shelves and just be absolutely grateful for them. And for me, they will just sit on my shelves gathering dust. Okay, so I am going to DNF Chained Hands. I never got to Locked Hearts, which is fine, but I will be unhauling both of these two books. Every time I unhaul a book, I tend to add them to my Pango books like right away, maybe in a day or two, just so I can take the picture, edit the picture, post it, put all the things that I need to do on Pango. So yeah, always check out my Pango. It's always listed down below in the description box for you guys. Yeah, so I will be unhauling that. With that being said, the 3 other books that we have to read in this reading vlog are Spark of the Everflame by Penn Cole, Jade City by Fonda Lee, and To Kill a Shadow by Catherine Quinn. I guess I will be back to give you guys an update on which book I start next, but that is my update for now, and I will see you guys later. Hey friends, long time no see. Well, not really. I've been really good about this reading vlog. I just got home from the gym. I need to shower and get ready for bed, but I figured I would go ahead and do that with you guys. Well, I'm gonna take my makeup off with you guys. I'm not gonna shower with you guys. I'm not doing that. It's crossing the line, crossing the line. Let me show you guys my new Kindle case. Look at her. Isn't she so cute? Oh my gosh, I love her, especially for the fall spooky season, like even just fall time in general. I found her at this new bookish shop that I visited over the weekend. Who was gonna tell me that this was a thing? I didn't know about this. I didn't know my Kindle could even do this. Like maybe in some far away part of my brain, I knew that it could do this, but since I've never had a case like this for my Kindle, then it just never registered. And when I first seen it, I was shook. It literally, when you open it, it opens up where you left off. Like you don't have to press the button to turn on or off your Kindle. You close it, it turns off. Come on, like what? Not only that, like this is magnetic, so when you close it, it's magnetic, and then when you flip it over, it's magnetic as well, and it has a strap for your hand, so when you're reading, I feel like my hand is kind of small. Like, how do people hold this? Like, do they hold it like this? Like, no, like I would hold it like this, so only my fingers would be there. So I'm kind of still figuring that out, but I'm still shook. I'm still shook about this. Let's see. Let's start taking my makeup off because I will top your ear off before I even say anything. Okay, hair is up and out of the way. Earrings are off. The book that I want to talk to you guys about is To Kill a Shadow. Sorry if I keep looking this way. I'm looking at the viewfinder. I'm kind of trying to get used to this whole filming with a camera and then actually like looking at the camera rather than looking at the viewfinder. But I also kind of want to know that I'm like in focus. So it's, you know, it's a learning curve. I wanted to talk about To Kill a Shadow by Catherine Quinn. I did end up finishing this a couple days ago. I did start off reading it physically, as you can see by my bookmark. But I did end up finishing this on Kindle because it is on Kindle Unlimited. So I'm going to put that down and away. Oh my gosh, look how cute these are. I need to take a picture. I don't think I gave you guys a synopsis for this book, or a premise of this book. So starting off, we have our main heroine Kiara Frey, and we have our love interest, the commander. So in this fantasy world, the sun is no longer a thing. We have gods and goddesses, and the goddess of the sun has forsaken the people, if you will. So there is no longer a sun, and everything has kind of fallen to the shadows and to the moon and to the other gods, if you will. And we definitely have a bad king in place in this kingdom. And Kiara has grown up her whole life training with her uncle. She has like these scars on her hand that she wears gloves for. So she's definitely a badass heroine. I do like her as a character. I like that she stands up for the people that she loves. So in this fantasy world, the knights, the commander, they go to every village and they take any of age boy slash man to go into the mist. And if you go in there, it kind of plays with your mind. You know, people die, you go into the mist, nobody ever comes back out except the commander. Just, it's horrible. Like, it's a thing of nightmares. Kiara's brother Liam, they know that he's gonna get chosen when they come to their village. Liam is ready, set to go when this other boy picks on Liam, and Kiara gets so angry that she beats this other boy up in front of everyone, the knights and the commander. And so the commander sees her fight for her brother, and he says that he'll take her instead of her brother. And so she agrees readily, right? Because she doesn't want to see her brother hurt. Like, he's on the weaker side. He has like lung problems, so he struggles breathing. Kiara ends up taking her brother's place, and this story kind of moves forward where she is traveling to the kingdom, to the castle, where her and the other recruits are going to be training, but she is the only girl, and there was never like a law where women could not be chosen for these things. It just never happened until her. That is all because of the commander. And yeah, so she goes through these like little training trials. She shows like, you know, what she's got, what she's made of, and she obviously has to like bathe in at separate times from the boys because she is the only girl. And this is where she kind of has this run-in with the commander slash Jude. We later learn to know that his name is Jude, and he is a scarred, tortured hero. He is, and I love him. Okay, I really do. I love him. He's a good character. And so this is kind of where they kind of connect a little bit, and then there's other moments in the book where they connect and further bond the relationship. Then after that, the king sends notice that they want the newest recruits to go into the mist to find these 3 things that they think will bring back the sun. They all venture one last time into the mist to try to find the 3 keys, okay? And just shit goes down, y'all. Shit goes down. Not gonna lie to you, shit goes down. So that is the basic premise of this book. Now for my review. Okay, I gave this book 4 stars because I truly did love it. I don't think it could ever be a 5-star. Maybe the second book, because it is a duology. This does end on a cliffhanger, so you have to read the other book to get like an HEA. I think it has the perfect balance of romance and plot. So I will say this is like a perfect categorization of a romantasy. I liked both of our characters. I liked our hero Jude. I liked our heroine Kiara. The other recruits, I liked the side characters. I think the plot twist, it wasn't like shocking, but like I also didn't predict it. Like I didn't think that that would happen. There are definitely gems like thrown out there in the book that if you catch him, you catch him, because there were moments while I was reading this that I would read something and I would be like, oh, that's like foreshadowing for the future. So overall, this is a great book. I do want to pick up the second book in the duology. So this book is definitely not getting unhauled, and I am excited about that. At least this book is not getting unhauled as of yet, because I have yet to like finish the series, if you know what I mean. I'm going to be keeping this, and I also own the special edition of this book, and it is absolutely stunning. So I don't think, even after I read, I mean, never say never, but I don't think after I read the second one I will be unhauling it. So this is a win for this vlog again. We're keeping this book for sure. I think the reason why this wasn't a 5-star for me is because it does give YA. It is young adult, new adult, if you will. There is no spice. There is kissing. The writing is definitely more on the easier side to read because it's YA. It's easy to get into, it's easy to understand. I was never confused. It was a really good like intro to romantasy, if you will. It's not a 5-star because it is YA. I would have liked maybe a little bit more from the relationship and the plot. I feel like the plot was good, like I didn't mind it, but I did feel like the relationship might have went from 0 to 100 a little bit too quickly. Not in a lustful way, but more like they found this connection and they just couldn't stay away from each other. But I wanted to feel like Jude actually liked her and not only liked her because she was the only girl chosen. What was it about her besides her being the only girl? You know what I mean? But yeah, and also this is a shadow girly. She's a shadow mommy, if you will, okay? And then the hero is like a light daddy. But you wouldn't think that. You would not think that because of their magic and what they are. I think that was my only gripe with it. That's why it wasn't more of a 5-star for me. But overall, I still loved it and I can't wait to continue the duology. With that said, hopefully I don't hate myself after editing this clip. I'm going to go ahead and get ready for bed. I will say I am currently reading Spark of the Everflame by Penn Cole. I will put a picture up on the screen. I am actually currently 28% of the way in to Spark of the Everflame, but I'm going to give you guys my update for that tomorrow, and I will talk to you guys tomorrow. I just finished filming the intro to this video, but we are on Spark of the Everflame. I did end up finishing this book. I know I told you guys I was going to give you guys an update, but that never happened because I was eating this book up. I get why the girlies love this book. Okay, this is a very good intro to this series. I just know the rest of the books in this series are just gonna go hard, okay? With that being said, I gave this book 4 stars because I absolutely loved it. So we have our heroine, DM. She is raised knowing that she has this disease and she takes medicine for it. She is her mother's daughter, and her mother got with her stepdad after the fact, so she doesn't know who her father is necessarily. Her mother is a healer, and so DM is a healer as well. I really loved her profession in this book. I thought it was very fitting. So we have gods and goddesses. It says here on the back, in a mortal world colonized by gods and ruled over by the descended, their cruel magic wielding offspring, DM Bellator yearns to escape the insular life of her poor village. Yeah, so we have the gods, they took over. Then we have the descended, which are basically kind of like fae. They are just bigger and better, baby. Do have the disappearance of DM's mother, and once DM's mother disappears, DM takes over her mother's duties as a healer, and her mother did have jobs that she would do for the kingdom. This is where she meets the Prince Luther. So we kind of go about her trying to navigate her mother's disappearance, also dealing with her illness, dealing with her current relationship, and also fighting these feelings that she feels towards Prince Luther. We're just kind of trying to find out who she is as a person, what she stands for, what side she is on, who she loves, who she may be interested in, just all of those things. I will say I understand why people kind of find this book a little iffy because she doesn't make bad choices, but you can tell that she is naive because she was so sheltered in her life. So throughout this book, I always gave DM like grace in her thoughts and her decisions, but this book felt so real. So it's like I'm along for the ride. I felt for DM. I knew why she was making the choices that she was making with the information that she had. We do have this like rebel group as well. What what they stand for. So this book definitely had frustrating parts in it. And as a romance girly at heart, let's talk about the romances here. So she is currently in a relationship, like 99, like the entire book. She's in a relationship the entire book. There is spice in here, not overly descriptive, but I enjoyed the spice that there was. I thought it felt very accurate and it fit into the era that we are in this fantasy world. But of course, I am team Prince Luther, and there was literally a part, literally a speck in the book where the Prince Luther and DM kind of have this conversation. I mean, obviously they interact throughout the book, but not as often as I would have liked, but I am also like horny for it. So what can I say? This one has a lot more like plot and more focused on DM and her journey than it is on the romance. But the little snippets that we had with Prince Luther, oh girl, I was eating it up. And then towards the end, that one scene, I was kicking my feet, screaming. I was just like, this is it. Like, this is it. This is what I wanted. This is what I wanted to feel regarding the romance. And I just can't wait. I can't wait to read book 2. I know this series is not fully out yet, like finished, but I just have to move on into the series because I want more of it. And there's like little sprinklings of visions that DM has that I'm just like seeing and thinking these are the scenes that are going to be taking place in the future books. And I'm so intrigued by that. And also the ending, like, are you kidding? I did feel like the overall reveal, like we knew, and I felt like DM was really much in denial, which was kind of frustrating because you take A, B, and C and you know it equals D, but it's like you take 2 + 2, it equals 4, you know what I mean? And she was just 2 + 2 = 5, and I just didn't get why she wasn't getting it. But yeah, that big reveal at the end, that was crazy. Like, I didn't think that that was gonna be the reveal, but I knew that something was going to get revealed. I just didn't know that part was going to be a part of the reveal. Anyways, I don't want to spoil anything. I think those are all my thoughts. I gave it a solid 4-star because I truly did love it, and I can't wait to continue in the second book. The next and final book that we're going to be reading for this reading vlog is Jade City by Fonda Lee. I actually have the audiobook. Most likely I'll try and start it tomorrow physically because I can't read it as an ebook. I'm not going to buy it. I already have the audiobook. But yeah, that is the last book that I need to read for this vlog, and I need to get a head start on it. So I will come back and update you guys when I start the book. I'm here with an update on Jade City by Fonda Lee. I am actually currently on chapter 19. I believe that is... I am 26% of the way in, 26, 27, take it or leave it. I kind of want to read the synopsis for you guys so you guys get like the basics of this book, because I will say, like, I'm not deep into it, okay? Like, I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little confused. I am listening to the audiobook, but I think because I am listening to the audiobook, like, I understand the things that are happening and why they're happening, but for some reason, like, it's not sticking, and I feel like I'm not understanding it, even though I know what's happening and what's happening. I don't know if that makes sense. Like, I don't want to say I'm confused because nothing confusing has necessarily happened. I just might feel like it's a little disjointed. Like, there have been different scenes with different characters, and I'm just kind of waiting on where it's all going to come together, because we have a multiple POVs. I mean, it is a third person. We have multiple characters, I guess is a better way to say it. And we have this massive world. It is a urban high fantasy. It says, for centuries, honorable green bone warriors have used magical jade to enhance their abilities and defend the island of Gekon from foreign invasion. Now the war is over and a new generation vies for control of Gekon's bustling capital city. 4 siblings of the powerful Kaw family must prepare for battle, and the fragile peace between the clans is about to break. Another thing I will say is maybe I'm just not emotionally connecting to the characters, which makes me feel like I'm not caring sharing about the story. So we open up with a scene of two 16-year-olds going to go steal jade from this green bone character. They don't succeed, especially because jade, once a person who is not from the green bone lineage, once they touch jade, like it's not the same thing as if a green bone warrior would have jade. They just don't mesh well. You eventually become sick and die. So you have to be from a certain lineage or of strength, I guess, to handle the powers of jade. That's where you kind of get the opening of the magical elements of this book. And we also get to meet Hilo. I will start by saying that I apologize for any pronunciations that I butcher because I am not that good with that. But we have Hilo. He has the most power when it comes to the warriors and like the people willing to fight in wars if they do ever get into a war. And so he has all of that power, and he is actually the brother of I will also say this is my first like high fantasy, so I'm not very good at describing these types of books and or kind of, I don't know, just getting these kind of books. So give me a little bit of grace. I do sometimes feel a little stupid talking about it, but how will I ever learn and enjoy these books unless I start somewhere, you know? So don't be intimidated if you've never read anything that's high fantasy or whatever the case may be. Just dive right in and then you'll figure it out on your journey whether you like them or not. Anyways, so the pillar is actually a different character. Hilo is the brother of the peak. The peak is basically the king, if you will. There is a king already, but he's dying and the crown is gonna go to the new pillar. He has a name. I'm so sorry, you guys. Yeah, so Hilo is called the Horn. He is the guy who runs the armies and things like that. Like the pillar is Ka Lanshinwan. That is Hilo's older brother and the new and becoming pillar. He is struggling kind of with this new role in his life, and he was betrayed by a lover, his wife. He's getting divorced from that. He has like harsh statements and being compared to his father, and his grandfather is the pillar but no longer the pillar, and he is kind of getting backlash from his grandfather, and he's just kind of trying to figure out the plot so far, which is their conflict with the mountain people. Then we have Shay. Shay is the sister, and she actually went to Spain, I believe, to kind of get away from her family and all of the duties of that, and she went to kind of be normal and learn other things outside of her family. And she comes back because her grandfather is getting sick, and she kind of wants to be with her family, but she refuses to kind of be back in the family business and or have a jade on her or use jade. So we're kind of following her on her path of what her part in this story is going to be. She is currently helping her oldest brother, the pillar, kind of find out some information having to do with the mountain and their accounts and the jade and how much they have. And then I believe, because it does say 4 siblings, the only other character that feels big in this world is the youngest one, who's actually going to Jade school at this very moment. He is not really a sibling, but he was taken in by the Call family. He has the potential of being a great Jade wielder, but we're kind of still learning what his part in all of this is going to be. He does get kidnapped by the mountain people. I believe they are called the mountain people. Don't quote me, but I swear they're like the mountain people. And Hilo, of course, wants to go to war with them because the mountain people are kind of threatening them. And then the pillar is saying, no, we kind of have to coexist together. And not only does the pillar have Hilo in his ear, but he also has his like right hand who gives him like advice, sage advice, and he's more on the older side. And the pillar is also struggling on whether he wants to change out that person for someone new and for new perspectives. But yeah, so far I'm feeling mid about it. So far I feel like I'm feeling mid about it because of all those reasons I mentioned previously. But I really want to love this. Like I really want to get it like how all the other girlies get it. So I'm just gonna keep on reading and see how I feel about this and give you guys my overall review once I finish this book. This is the last book that I have to read for this reading vlog, and I have just been putting it off because it's hard, you guys. I'm not gonna lie, it's hard to get into this when you're a romance girly at heart. But I will mention there are some romances in here. Hilo does have a love interest and he seems very much in love with her. There is spice in here, but it's not like overly explicit. I know that the pillar, he has his eye on someone and he has a spice scene as well. You know, he's kind of lost and doesn't know truly where to put his heart at because he was betrayed by his previous wife, but he is interested in this other woman, and we do have scenes with them. That is the last thing that I will say about this update on Jade City. I will be back with more of my thoughts and my review. Hey friends, long time no chat, at least for me. I'm definitely in my cozy mode right now. I got my eye patches on. I got these for Valentine's and this is the first time I'm using them. So yeah, and I didn't want to have to wait for tomorrow to film this update because it's been a minute since I finished this book. So I figured before I wait any longer and forget the entirety of this book, then let me just give you guys a bit of my thoughts. So I finished Jade City by Fonda Lee and I'm going to give it 4 stars. Listen, I don't know if I loved this, so it's maybe giving more like a 3.5, but I'm going to round it up to a 4 because I do want to continue in this series. So I think my last update, I was about halfway through this book and I did not end up immersive reading this, which I think was my biggest fault for this book in general. I feel like my eye patches are going to be falling the entirety of this video, so I'm just gonna go ahead and leave them where they are. Oh no, they're like so falling. Like they're falling as fuck. If my eye patches keep falling down, don't mind it. They're coming off right after this update. But halfway through the book, something happens and I was shook. Like I did not think this was going to happen. I thought that this thing that happens, like I thought it was going to be like a main thing in the book. And when it happened, I was at work and I was like, shut up. But I think obviously we had to have like this big catalyst for our other characters to continue into the plot and fighting for what they believe is right. So that was crazy, the aftermath of that and what that caused, which is essentially a war. And I just loved all the characters. I really enjoyed Hilo's character. I kind of want to see more of him and like who he is, and I really enjoyed his romance as well. And I also really enjoyed seeing his wife's not POV, but more so like what her big part in this book is going to be. And then I loved how our female main character, what's her name, Shay I believe, and how what had happened made her be in this position and in the family, like get thrown back into the family when she was trying so hard not to be in it. But now she's in this position and she's really good at her job, and I love seeing her transition into that and take control and take back her power with her Jade. And then we have the youngest sibling, quote unquote. He is struggling, and I think he is the character that intrigues me the most because I want to see his character growth and I'm interested in his journey, especially because of how things ended in this book. So overall, like I really enjoyed this book. I feel like, again, if I would have immersive read this, I feel like I might have felt a little bit more connected to the characters and I would have enjoyed this more. But otherwise, I did enjoy it. I want to continue in the series. So this book is going to be unhauled, but the only reason this is going to be unhauled is because I am going to buy the new publisher editions. I really do enjoy these editions, but I feel like I'm going to struggle finding the other two. And then the newer editions kind of fit more of the vibe of this series and kind of tell more of what the story is about. And it has like the different characters on the front, and I just overall really like the new covers. I like this cover too. I like the old covers as well. They're iconic. When you see the Jade City and the Jade War and the Jade Legacy covers, like you know that series. But I like the new covers, and because I only have the first book, I'm just gonna go ahead and unhaul this and get the new covers. So that is my review and final update of this book, and that is it for this reading vlog, you guys. I was filming this, I feel like, for half of my life. That's what it felt like. But with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this reading vlog. Stay tuned for more videos from me. If you guys made it to the end of this video and would like to let me know, then go ahead and comment a green emoji, whether that's a green heart, a green dragon, etc. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys in my next one. Bye, guys.